Good afternoon traders, it's Simon at Kairos Capital Markets with the weekly review of Aussie dollar and pound yen. Now this week we're going to start with the dollar index purely because I want you to see what's happening with the dollar index and how weak the Australian dollar really is. So at the moment on the DXY, we just go to the daily chart here, we have this nice inverse head and shoulder pattern. So as you know, this is a bullish price action where we expect price to continue up once it tests the neckline here. So 94 here is the neckline. We've got the left shoulder there, head and right shoulder here. A break to the upside, come back down, test the daily 50 EMA, test the neckline, and this will be the next leg up. This will be my target for the first initial target is 100 on the weekly chart, but if you look back to the monthlies and quarterly charts, you can really tell personally myself that we got at least to 110. I would say, in all fairness, you just draw a line like this from these highs like that there. 110 is really what you're looking at. So we're in the middle of this huge range on the monthly chart, or the 3 monthly chart, sorry. And that's what I see as value. Now, if this does close out by the end of the year, this would be maybe an inside bar or bullish engulfing candle off a key level 93 using the quarterly chart, which is going to be very, very bullish for the dollar. Okay, guys, so just know that on the quarterly chart, this is extremely bullish. The monthly chart again shows you the two doji I said was outlined last month, and it's bullish engulfing candle from November. So I bought around here somewhere. It was quite nice. I'm now waiting for more value to come in from my trades later on. So now, how does that look on the Australian dollar? So if you know we need a pullback on the dollar index, you'd think that the Australian dollar would be quite nice to buy, and I can tell you now a lot of retail traders will be looking at this and going, this doesn't matter. Let's look at the weekly chart, and look, we got this inverse head and shoulder, inverted hammer candle and a doji. Let's buy it. But look where it is. It's just below the key level. Why are you going to buy into 77? It won't go there. So if you want confirmation of this, let's just look at other Aussie pairs. So let's do it on the daily chart to give you more understanding. This is the Australian dollar, Canadian dollar. That there has collapsed down. That's not sideways movement. It's just collapsed. The Australian dollar's got weaker. Aussie Swiss, bit sideways, but it has been moving down. That's not that bullish at all, is it, really, guys? The yen is quite weak at the moment. Most pairs are pulling up against it, but this is breaking down again against the Australian dollar. So the Australian dollar is struggling. Australian dollar, Kiwi dollar, it's breaking down again. It's bearish. There is no bullish price action there as such. There may be on this one coming in later on, but right now there's not. So the Australian dollar looks very, very weak. So with two weak currencies, you get this sideways movement here of nothing. That's just mess. Shove candles up your nose, sneeze them out. That's what they look like. There's nothing at all there. For me, I'm not going to go for intraday. It's just a mess. I'm not interested. Don't care. Save your capital. Go and trade something else. That's my advice. Don't trade the Australian dollar just yet. On a personal note, not a professional, what I would take a trade as, but what I'd expect, I expect a couple more days of sideways action. I'd actually expect a couple more bullish candles, maybe as high as this, and then break down again to the downside, because once the dollar, actually the US dollar powers up, this will just then carry on collapsing. It will. So there is no strength here at all in the Australian dollar. This sideways movement is just quite literally the dollar weakness, not the Aussie strength. So that leads us on to the pound yen. Now pound yen, some people have been telling me, it's a good buy here, whatever. I don't like it still. I still want another test. I want to see the pattern. I'm not happy with taking this long yet at all. And again, this represents a sideways action. But what I think is more key about this is the 4-hour chart now. So we pop down the 4-hour chart, and this is what we've got. We had this break up. We came down and test the 147.5 area. Wasn't really a true test. Not the greatest trade in the world. I didn't like it for a long-term trade. And if you go back to the daily, look what's happening. It's kind of arched down again. It hasn't really done anything. It didn't even come back to 52 again. So it's not that strong at all here. So the fact that it's come back down again shows you how weak the pound is at this present moment in time. although fundamental news, the UK government did put out some news late last night telling people they've actually got a date for Brexit, so they've got an actual date now when they're going to leave. They're going to put that into law as well. So once that gets put into law, that'll give more, ironically enough, it'll give you more certainty of what's going to happen. Even though it's more certainty to maybe a weaker economy, it's still more certainty, which means the pound could actually power up in the most strangest way in the world. But then that's not too uncommon, because we saw an interest rate last week and the pound got weaker, which people don't understand, but that's another story for another day. So if you look at the 4-hour chart here, we're trending upwards here. Higher highs, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, lower low. Confirm of the break and retest this downwards upward sloping trend line. Lower high, lower low. This could be a lower high here. If you notice here, you've got two tweezers at the top there now you have. So would I sell this here? No, I wouldn't. There's not much structure there, but what I expect to see next is another pullback down to 147.5. And now if you get another test of 147.5, I'd happily take it. You could get something maybe around about here, get an entry there, put your stop here because it's below these lows here. And remember, we're targeting 165 we are. And that's an 18% trade there. That's what I'll be looking for, something like that. I just need some substance here. I don't want to trade the messy stuff here. I can see it may come down, but that's how it is, you know. So the trade I'm actually in still. I've not taken the position off yet. I don't plan to, and it is euro dollar short. So at the moment I'm short euro dollar. I want to explain to you what I see next for the next few days, or this week anyway. I want to see a test of this daily 50 EMA and this 1.17, because 1.17 is the head and shoulder pattern here, and that's the neckline. So a nice test here would be beautiful. If you could get in around, you may want to place an order or something, put 170 pip stop there or something as an order. I think that's too risky right now. I still think it can pop up and come down. You see here, you could say at 120 is correct, but you would have stopped out there because you need a big stop there. So I'm just going to wait for the test and happen. But if it does happen like this, something along those lines, and you aim for 105, sorry guys, 1.05, you can get another 16% trade there. So we've got, towards the end of the year, still got potential 30 to 40% for the next 6 weeks we have in profit, just from 2 key trades I'm looking at. So that's what I'm waiting for this week, really. I think the euro dollar will give you something. I don't think Aussie dollar will. I don't think pound yen will this week either. And that's how I'm going to leave it for the moment. So it's just a wait and see again. Very boring at the moment. I know some people want to get in there and trade, but just sit on your hands, relax, put your feet up. This ain't the time for trading really as such. Just see what develops on euro dollar here and go from there, guys. Okay, have a good weekend, and I'll speak to you soon.